Well, it is no secret. Idaho is growing fast, and that might be the understatement of the new year. And a new report out of the Idaho Department of Labor reveals Idaho shows that the Gem State is tied for the fastest population growth rate in the country. But where are all the people coming from?
For many of us here in the state of Idaho, we can agree with this statement. Looking at the numbers from 2017, we can see that 26,000 people moved into the state of Idaho from the neighboring states based off of KTVU News. In 2018, nearly 80,000 people moved into our state of Idaho. Looking at this immense influx of people moving into our state, we can use supply and demand to analyze the relationship between population growth and the housing deficit.
Okay, so this is Idaho's total population. You can see in 2015 it was 1.65 million, 2016 1.68 million, 2017 1.72 million, and 2018 1.75 million. So you can see that it's progressively growing, and we got this information from worldpopulationreview.com.
As you can see here, this graph represents the changes of housing prices due to our growing population in Idaho. In 2015, houses were around 125,000, and then they are predicted by 2020 to rise up to 343,000, which is roughly a 12.42 increase percentage. This is due to the crazy amount of people moving into Idaho. Our population is growing and there not being enough houses, so they're having to increase the prices to make up for the tough competition right now. And we got this information from the Boise's Best Market for real estate in 2019.
Okay, supply is the amount of available units for consumption in any given market, and demand is defined as the amount of units desired or needed in any given market. With these definitions in regard to the housing market in the state of Idaho, we can define a clear relationship between the supply and demand of available homes, as well as the resulting changes in housing prices. This graph represents the relationship of amount of homes available and population in Idaho. The population in Idaho represents the demand, and the amount of homes available is representing the supply. So in 2018, there were 579,408 homes available, and the population was at 1.75 million. As you can see, there is an imbalance, and so the supply and the demand do not meet. However, in 2017, there was an equilibrium when the population was at 1.72 million people.
So looking at this data overall, starting in 2015-2016, we saw a huge influx of people moving to Boise, Idaho. Based off the supply-demand theory, we should see a decrease in housing purchased by out-of-state residents as the increase of pricing and housing goes on.
Different things that can influence this or change the outcome would be average family size, and since the data is so new, there's lots of unsaid or unstated factors that can influence the change or the outcome. So as seen in the graphs earlier, the reason that prices change so much and have risen in the past years is because of the imbalance in supply and demand. When the demand is high and the supply is low, prices must increase in order for that imbalance to be addressed or fixed. And in 2017, this is a point where the prices for the homes matched people's supply, or people's demand and the supply of each home.